Forever. Dog.
All right, Tom, you ready to do this?
Yeah, I am ready.
Let's freaking
I'm ready to do the
it.
best show. What's up, everybody?
One second. I'm
not
going to
yet.
give you a 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. And then what happens after 1? Wait, what happens after 1? What? It's me. Huh? Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the best show. Not welcome back. Welcome to the best show. It's me, Tom. Tom Scharpling, not your co-host. No co-host here. Tom and only Tom. And others. Sure. Okay. Fine. Welcome to the show, my friends. How are you tonight? I want to welcome everybody from the armed forces to the program. Everybody from King Biscuit Flour Hour who's listening. Voice of America, both the network and the Sammy Hagar album. I want to welcome all of you. This is the best show. My name's Tom, and we got a fun one for you tonight. We're going to talk to KID Congo Powers, who has a book out. And look, we can hold books up now as if it's like freaking talk show. Look at that. Some new kind of kick, KID Congo Powers. What a book. What a book. This book rules. I'm serious, and I can't wait to talk to him all about amazing stories. Gun Club, Nick Cave and Bad Seeds, the Cramps. Get ready. We're going to talk all about it. Then we're going to have a live set from Wand, Drag City recording artists Wand. One of my favorite bands going. They've got a new live album coming out, I believe, next week. They've got a live album coming out next week on Drag City. And they are one of the best live bands you're ever going to see. And we're going to have them live in studio. And it's going to be exciting. Then I believe later in the show, little other thing, I think Damian from F'D Up is going to call in and say hi for a minute. So that's a full show. But none of it happens until I say those magic words. Those magic words. Let's start the best show. Those were the magic words.
Best show. Best show. Best show. Keep on laughing with the radio on Tuesday night. When all the other days have got you down, you'll feel alright. Over on the best show. Over on the best show. Best show. Best show. Best show.
Hey, welcome to the best show. My name is Tom Scharpling, and we've got a fun show tonight. The phone number, 201-989-0012. Calls might not be as forthcoming tonight as they were last week, or because we got a lot of things going on. So you got to have some patience if you call in. Might sit on hold for a while, but we will get to you. So maintain your patience, please. That's all I ask. That's all I ask of you. Maintain your patience, huh? What did we just hear? KID Congo and the Pink Monkey Birds from their album Dracula Boots. Funky Fly. Always great. KID Congo Powers. We're going to talk to Kid Congo in a little bit. Right now, though, how far did we get on the map when we did the Bruce Springsteen of each state? I believe we had 4 open states. Pat, are you here?
I'm here.
Pat, where are we at with the map?
Let's see here. I see Tennessee, Mississippi, and Vermont.
Tennessee
look like the only
okay
missing spots.
Let's go real fast on this. Tennessee. Tennessee. What are we thinking? What are we thinking with Tennessee? John Old Cash.
Yeah, we were debating where to put Elvis, whether he should be Nevada, Mississippi, or Tennessee.
Elvis might end up being like Stevie Wonder in a way, where I know Memphis was where he called home, but Elvis is kind of a worldwide guy in a way. I don't want to, you know what I mean?
Even though sadly he didn't get to tour the world.
Yeah, he did not get to tour the world.
Dolly Parton for Tennessee, right?
You're saying Dolly Parton for Tennessee.
Yeah.
What about Justin Timberlake? No, kidding. Yeah, let's just go Dolly Parton. Let's go Dolly Parton. Dolly
right.
Parton for Tennessee. What's that?
Feels right.
It does feel right, my AP Mike. Good to hear from you.
Yeah.
This guy's sitting pretty with this frickin' Giants.
Yeah.
Now we go to Vermont. Yikes.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Vermont's a rough one.
It's gonna be Fish, right?
It ain't gonna be Trey Anastasio.
That's what I have.
I ain't picking him.
Reluctantly.
I ain't picking Trey Anastasio.
There's slim pickings up there now.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: Bruce Springsteen can represent a lot of characteristics. Doesn't have to be a musician. The rule book ain't saying nothing about it's got to be a musician. What about Bernie Sanders for Vermont?
I get it.
It opens up a whole other can of worms.
Yeah, because then I'm going to get Pete. Then if I make Bernie Sanders Vermont, I'm going to want to make Ted Cruz Texas, and then we're going to do Marjorie Taylor Greene for
where does it end?
Georgia. Where does it end? Thank you, Mike. Where does it end? Let's go with King Tuff. King Tuff, Tuff. He's from Vermont. He represents Vermont on there. What's the other state left?
We just got Mississippi.
We did New Mexico?
New Mexico. NV. Hold on a second. Where are we at? NV. This is kind of chaotic.
That's Nevada.
But,
Nevada is NV, Pat. Nevada is NV.
Oh, sorry. NM. Excuse me.
NM, yes.
Yeah. Although I did know how to spell tough. Tuff.
You did, yes. I just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
2 points for that.
Yeah, 2 points.
2 points. Thank you, Mike.
2 points.
Mike's well aware.
I was struggling over here. Is it
I guess no.
We don't have New Mexico. I don't think we did New Mexico.
We don't have NM.
Yikes! This is some rough stuff. Mike, any thoughts on New Mexico?
I had John Denver.
Didn't we do him already?
Yeah, I guess he straggles Colorado, I guess, or something.
He's in for Colorado.
Well, guess what?
Yeah,
He's
but I think he was born in Mexico, so I mean New Mexico.
We're putting him for. We're going to make a switcheroo. He represents New Mexico. Colorado now goes to somebody else. Who do we want?
I had Earth, Wind, and Fire for Colorado.
Might have to go with. We might have to go with Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Well, wait. Why not then center it on Philip Bailey?
Yeah, let's go with Philip Bailey from Earth, Wind, and Fire.
From Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yes. Yeah. Let's go with Earth, Wind, and Fire. With Philip Bailey represents Colorado now, and then that leaves what state?
Let's see here. Well, hold on. I got to make sure we got 50 here because New Mexico, I just had to add at the bottom.
Okay.
So, but yeah, you guys can think on Mississippi. That's the only blank spot while I just count this up and double check our math here.
I mean, I had a toss up between Robert Johnson and Elvis. So
we always could do Jimmy Buffett from Mississippi.
Is that where he's from?
Apparently.
Oh.
I think every state might deny that there's Jimmy Buffett's from there. Like, not our problem. Maybe we do Elvis for Mississippi. Because that's where he was born, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't
Tupelo.
rep Mississippi. That's the thing.
No, he didn't really rep it. But I'm saying Robert Johnson because he's such an iconic
Yeah. I think
musical.
I think maybe we go with
I mean, his
maybe we
life
go
was cut short, but
maybe we go
looms large.
Yes. Yeah, maybe we go with Robert Johnson. Yeah, that might work. That might work.
All
for
right,
me.
so we actually have quite a few left. We have one,
Okay. Well, how about-
two,
look,
three,
this is what
4,
we'll do.
5, 6, 7. Seven spots after this
Okay.
one.
So then this is what we're gonna do. We'll do those very soon. We just filled in a bunch. We'll fill in a bunch more throughout the show today. By the time the show ends, this map's gonna be done. But Pat, if you can figure out which ones we still owe and tell me later, that would be great.
You got it.
Okay?
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Pat. Thank you. Thanks, Pat. We got it's very exciting. Very exciting. This is a show. This is one for the ages. This is one for the ages. Is it, are we good to go here? Are we good to go? Do I unmute? I'm going to unmute. Now,
beep.
Oh, look at that already. Already one of the best guests I've ever had. Because let me just say this, first of all. First of all, we have a famous person on the line. Let me just do the thing.
Famous person on the line.
Famous person on the line.
Here we go.
Famous person on the line. Now, usually this show is a cavalcade of nobodies come on the show. It's rare that it's like a 4-leaf clover when we get a top-notch A-list legend on the show, and we have such a guest tonight. This guy. Imagine if you were in the Cramps. You'd dine out on that till the end of time. But imagine if you were in Gun Club. You'd dine out on that till the end of time. What if you were in Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds? This guy was in all of them. And he's got so many other things. He's got Kid Congo, the Pink Monkey Birds, one of my favorite bands. And now he has a new book called Some New Kind of Kick. Welcome to the show, Kid Congo Powers. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me here.
Oh, it's such a thrill.
And also I was thinking about Mississippi, and maybe that could be Bobby Gentry. She had the song Mississippi Delta. They go MISSI-SSI-P-I. That's how I learned how to spell it, from the Bobby Gentry song.
Pat, Kid Congo has spoken. It's Bobby Gentry from Mississippi.
Done. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Let me just...
My pleasure.
Of course. Look, you're already paying dividends by having you on the show. Within 90 seconds, you're fixing the program. How is this happening? I read the book, Some New Kind of Kick. It's a beautiful, funny, heart-wrenching book. Congratulations on writing a book this impressive. Truly amazing.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
For that.
Now, when did you feel it was finally time to take your story and put it down on the page?
Well, the thing is, I started writing it, actually the first scribbling and idea came in around 2006. And so it's been a long gestation period to do it. I was in no hurry to do it. I thought it would be really easy because a friend of mine had done a exhaustive interview and made a timeline for me. And I said, like, oh, look, this is a timeline for a book. I'll just fill in the blanks.
And that's Jonathan Tobin.
But then Jonathan Tobin of New York Night Train and it's still up on the web on New York Night Train website, so he was putting out a record of mine before he was a world famous DJ. He was an entrepreneur of indie music, and he was going to start a label to put out all of his friends who couldn't get record deals, and one of which was me.
Okay,
and so he did, and he thought, well, people know you were. Now I'm impersonating him. People know you were in the Cramps, and they know you were in the Gun Club, and they know you're in the Bad Seeds, but a lot of people don't know that you were in all three of those. And so he took on the task of mapping it out for the 2006 audience of the internet.
Okay.
And that was the beginning. And then I put it down several times. I went to writing classes. I got uncomfortable and wanted to throw it in the garbage. It scared me. I jumped out of my chair. Each time it scared me, I jumped out of my chair and then said, I have to make a record and go on tour for a year.
Yeah. So it turned out to be a pretty good motivator for the music. Was to run from the book. I had lyrics all ready to go and everything. So that was so it took a while, and then and then I started in earnest. I had a first draft, and then in earnest started editing and saying okay. I was working with the editor, and they said oh, you're not telling everything here, and I was oh shit. Caught, and then we started the long slog to uncovering all of the deeper layers. Well, you certainly uncovered them. If you had deeper layers beyond this book, I would be very concerned because I don't know how you could go much deeper.
Yes,
it's really, there's so many exciting parts of it, and following your journey through all of these musical acts and through all of these eras is it's breathtaking to just get all of these eras brought to life, whether it's the tail end of the 60s or just what it was like to be a young person in Los Angeles when the 70s were blowing up. All the way straight through. The book ends in the late 90s. Is that 97?
Yeah, 97. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a long time.
It's a very long time. I thought one of the most impressively written parts was when you talked about the Ramones, your first exposure to the Ramones, because you saw a picture first, and that's what it was like before the internet. I'm not trying to sound like grandpa here, but it just is how it was. You'd often
back in my day.
I'm not doing that, but back in my day, it kind of was like that, where you'd read about a band, you'd see a picture. I can't tell you how many months it took me before I finally got to hear what Can sounded like. After hearing, I knew about Can. And then finally, it's well, this is going to be the best thing I ever heard when I actually get to hear what Can sound like. And Noi and those bands were just, you had to hunt it down. But you knew when you saw a picture of the Ramones is where it started for you.
Yeah, and you knew it was going to sound amazing. It was like people that you never saw before, but it was all so familiar too. And they had such attitude in the photo. It was how can this not be amazing? And so when I got the record, it was beyond whatever I could have imagined. It was funnier and dumber and more advanced in a weird way. It was super artful in its simplicity and exciting. And you just wanted to, I just started laughing and falling over on my bed and dancing around. It was a pretty incredible thing, to go from this picture to sound. And of course they became my favorite band forever.
Sure. And
My forever favorites.
now here's something I've asked Ramones fans over the years. You tell me what you thought of it. When Joey sings on the first record about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, he says massacre. Right? Do you think because Bugs Bunny said massacre when he would say massacre?
Do you think he said that in his real life?
I'm just wondering if he got that from Bugs Bunny. Do you think?
Oh, I think he could have definitely got it from Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, like just mispronouncing massacre.
They were yes. And I had to rhyme with "They took my baby from me."
Yes. So you play the Bugs Bunny card.
Massacre. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were a cartoon come to life, and they didn't even have to try.
And
so they were. It was amazing, and seeing them live was just the same.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the first time I saw them live. They'd start playing, and then they'd mess up the song, and they start screaming at each other. And then at one point, Joey lost his balance and was swaying from back and forth, side to side, and finally just tumbled over and back into the drums. And they're just like, "What are you doing?" One time I saw them play at an outdoor festival, and actually, I think they didn't even end up playing. And I was at the sound check, and they were, and Dee Dee kept getting shocked every time he went to the mic. He was not grounded, so he kept getting shocked. He's kind of like, "Oh man, I'm getting shocked." And then Johnny yelled at him like, "It's good for you."
It's good for you to get electrocuted over and over.
Yes. So that was a real thing. They were hilarious.
That is so funny. I'm friends with Dave Windorf, who was in the band Shrapnel back then. He was a kid in New Jersey. Shrapnel. Yeah, and he was just a dopey New Jersey kid who he played endless shows with the Ramones back then. Yeah. And Johnny gave him advice one time. He said, "Kid, this is how you tour." He said, "You get yourself a briefcase and it's empty, and you put the money in the briefcase, and you don't leave the road until the briefcase is full."
Oh, wow.
He said,
"That's some pretty good advice."
Yeah. And he said, when the briefcase
but if you're getting $50 a night, that's going to take a while.
Or you get a very small briefcase.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It turned into a fanny pack.
Exactly. Yeah, maybe a little more of a fanny pack than a briefcase, but still, 6 of 1.
Yes.
But he and he said, when the briefcase is full, then you go home. So,
well, there you go.
So, this might sound like a strange question or a weirdly bizarre question. What does it feel like? Because each band has a different identity, a different power, a different everything. They're wildly different bands, even though there's a common thread through them. They're still wildly different bands. Gun Club, Cramps, and then Bad Seeds. Like, what did it feel like to be in the Cramps? To be on a stage, actually, because you know what it felt like to receive the music of the Cramps as a fan, because you were a fan first.
Yeah.
What was it like to be the one making that music? Like, what was that? What did that power feel like?
Terrifying. It was scary because I had only been playing guitar for a year, so I felt like I didn't know how to play guitar. But really, they believed in me, so that was enough. And as it turned out, I did know how to play. But there were. It was a magical, weird. It was a weird power, and it was really something like, separate from the rest of reality. And you can say this about bands, but the Cramps had a really special thing, you know. Lux Interior was like a magician, really, and or a guru or something, you know. And he would do things that were incredible. Like I couldn't believe sometimes what was going on, you know. I mean, I don't know if I wrote this in the book or not, but one time I was, you know, playing, and I looked over, and there was a, you know, new wave girl on stage with a, you know, Catholic schoolgirl shirt and leotard on, and she was dancing and jumped on stage to dance. And I really looked down to my neck to see if I was hitting the next right chord, and looked up again, and suddenly Lux was wearing this skirt, shimmying like her, and she was there in her leotard. And I was like, how does that happen in 1 second? You know, also, you know, he was a daredevil, and he was just a great magical person, you know, with such power and such otherworldly charms and charisma, and it was hard to explain, you know, and that was my first foray into actually, you know, playing in front of more than 10 people, you know, and recording for the first time. Even that was a ritualistic thing to do, you know, and there were many amazing things going on with them. There was a lot of magic.
Sure. And magic is a recurring theme through the book, and it's a recurring theme in terms of your own self-identity, I guess you could say, because for a long time it seemed like you didn't have the highest self-esteem or regard for what you brought to the table necessarily. But
yes, go ahead.
And I just feel like, but what you were bringing to the, like, and this might sound strange, you're one of the people, when you play, there's one of the highest percentages of you coming out through your instrument. It's so distinct, and it's just like it's only you could do what you do when you play, and it's clearly you, and it's like a 1-to-1. What's in your head comes out through the amp.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you for saying such a nice thing. And, you know, I set out to, I guess I reached my goal if you're saying that, but I set out to be, you know, I thought I want to be an expressionist kind of guitar player. You know, I wasn't really wanting to be Steve Howe in Yes or anything like that. Or,
sure.
You know, I didn't want to go all over the place. I was really a fan. I mean, I was a fan of the Ramones, you know, very basic slabs of sound. And, you know, and that definitely expressed a complete attitude and world. You know, and the Cramps, you know, Brian Gregory's playing was completely like, you know, Jackson Pollock, you know, type of playing. You know, I loved Pat Place and the Contortions and James Chance and the Contortions. She was just playing slide guitar in this completely expressionistic way, and it was the same thing. And so those are my kind of idols. And I just set out to say, like, okay, well, that's a way to play, and that's what I want to do. And I guess I achieved it and went, and I don't see any reason not to, you know, to keep doing it.
Yeah. No,
I don't know what happens when I put a guitar in my hand. That's actually the truth.
But that's kind of
instinctual.
But that's the magic to me, is that you're not taking the watch apart necessarily to figure out what's going on here. You are it.
No,
so
I suppose so.
Yeah. No, it's really,
you know, but I'm really happy. You know, there have been times that in my playing guitar, you know, 40 years of playing guitar, you know, there has been times where I thought, like, oh, I really should learn how to play in standard tuning and learn all of this, or maybe I'll never get a job again, But then I'm like, no. Those are momentary like ideas, but they're not really, they wouldn't serve me very well, to do that. So, so off we go. Open E-tuned guitar. Yeah.
Look, when you do it that way, you have the seek. Nobody can figure out what you're doing. They can't take it from you because you can't explain it.
Yes, exactly. Well, they can I would hope more people would learn this language.
Mm-hmm. No, it's really amazing. Your playing has always served the larger purpose to me, if that makes sense. You're not. It's not about watch me do my thing. It's about here's what we are doing, and you.
Yeah.
There's a sentence.
And I'm musicians.
Yeah. In your book, you talk about when you went to go get married in Las Vegas, and maybe this might be one of the best single sentences in any book ever. Now, for people who don't know, Circus Circus is a casino in Las Vegas that's kind of, it's seen better days, and it's kind of where I think Hunter Thompson, Fear and Loathing, a lot of it took place at Circus Circus, to give you context.
Wait, I'm going to interject one thing, that I was actually just staying across the street from Circus Circus days ago.
Really?
I looked at it. Yeah, it was a little worse for wear, I will say.
Yeah. I know Vince Neil from Motley Crue has a restaurant there, and one of the things on their menu, they have a 40-ounce drink that they serve in a plastic toilet that you can get. They'll fill the toilet up with booze, but they're always out of the toilet. Anytime I've gone there, they're like, yeah, we're out of the toilets. So
it's in high demand.
It might be high.
It's in high demand, or it doesn't really exist.
Yeah, or incredibly low demand, and they just never ordered more.
Exactly. Yes, more.
But here's this sentence. You said, "We figured we'd get married by a clown at Circus Circus. That proved not to be possible." Now here's the best sentence I've ever read in my life. "The clowns at Circus Circus, we discovered, did not double as ordained ministers." Which
it was a reality check of a grand fantasy we had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the book. You talk so much about Los Angeles and just being a fan in Los Angeles as a kid, and going from that to becoming in one of the bands. Did you think you had it in you to take that leap? Because it seemed like you could have been comfortable being a fan, writing about music. Like that definitely could have been the road you went down.
Yes, it could have been, but Jeffrey Lee Pierce, who was a weird kid I met, just flat out said, "Oh, we're going to have a band and you're going to be in it." And I was so taken aback that I said yes. But also that he believed I could do it. So I thought, if he believes it, then maybe I should try to believe it, and try it at least. And immediately it was a little diabolical at first, but we quickly, made something. Jeffrey was great. He had songs already, and he was also patient. He knew what to do with me. And he knew I couldn't play, and that I was going to stronk along until something happened. And he knew. He knew that. The first record he gave me, he said, like, okay, first thing you do with the guitar is tune it to open E, because blues players play slide like that. And then you can just listen to Bo Diddley's A Gunslinger. It's one chord and it's the most amazing song. and that became my template. So, for everything. And then I learned how to play a Blue Diddley beat, and a little backwards, but I learned how to play it, and that was it. I was like, I'm hooked.
When did you realize the breadth of Jeffrey Lee Pierce's talent and vision? Because you were two goofy kids at that. Starting off, you're just two music fans.
Yeah. I pretty much, like, when I heard his songs, I was like, wait a minute, this guy knows what he's doing. And also, I actually had seen his previous band. It was called the Red Lights, and check it out. There's a record of their demos out in the Red, and those were kind of a power pop sort of band, and really advanced, and you can really hear the style of Jeffrey Lee Pierce in those songs. So he wanted to be, instead of a power pop band, he wanted a more kind of post-punk, experimental kind of band. That was the thing. And we really wanted to, mix up genres in the way we saw, like, the Cramps do with the rockabilly and psychedelic music, or James Chance and the Contortions with, like, James Brown and Albert Ayler. Yeah. It was, done in punk style, so it was all, the mashup and the alchemy was where we were at. And Jeffrey was a reggae writer for Slash magazine, reviewed all the reggae records, and, we were into dub, and we were into many things, other than punk. We actually met at a Para Ubu concert, if that will tell you anything. And we were into the more experimental, we wanted to hear something different. We wanted to be something different than just a regular rock band, But we took the regular rock template of blues and rock and roll, and tried to disjoint it a bit, stretch it out. Yeah, because nostalgia was definitely not on the cards. Then we would have just been a bar band or something.
Well, and that's one of the things that is a common thread through your career. Also, is there's a knowledge of what has happened and what is in the past, but it's never been a revival nostalgia thing. There's always one foot is taking a huge step forward to see what's next, while still having a foot in the best of what has been established.
Yeah. Well, it's a way to keep things exciting and interesting for you and for people who listen to music. Like, people want to hear something they haven't heard before, and if you don't spread your wings, you're grounded, baby. You're not going to go anywhere, and so that, it's a gamble each time you do that. Like when the last Pink Monkey Birds record, we did a 14-minute, jazzy, Chicano rock groove song, and we were like, oh, no one's going to listen to a 14-minute long song, what are we, now we've done it, but of course it got a great reception. We loved it. We knew it was good.
Yeah. You know what you're doing.
But still, but we were breaking type by doing that. Yeah. And it was met with a great response. So.
Yeah. I love the Pink Monkey Birds records. What's coming up for the band? Do you have plans?
Well, we're going to record a new album sometime.
Okay.
Hopefully sooner than later. But right now, just this last week, I had 2 albums come out that weren't the Pink Monkey Birds. One is with a project I'm doing called the Wolf Manhattan Project. And that's with Mick Collins, who's in the Gories and the Dirt Bombs, and Bob Burt, who's in Pussy Galore, Sonic Youth. He's playing with John Spencer right now. Yeah. And And so we have a super group. We've been together 10 years. This is our second album, and I think we've played about 5 times.
Okay. Yeah. No.
So it's a very specialized, but I'm hoping we play out because this album is great. So we have an album out. It's only out digitally right now. It'll be coming out in the real form of vinyl next year.
Okay.
When the vinyl supply catches up. And then I have also last week is another album that I did right before the pandemic, a live album in Australia, and that was with a band called Harry Howard and the Near Death Experience. And Harry Howard is the brother of Roland S. Howard, who was in the Birthday Party and These Immortal Souls, Crime and Solution, et cetera, et cetera. And Harry has played with Roland in all of these incarnations. And he has his own band that is amazing with a few great great albums worth checking out. And I saw them play in Australia. We played together. And so I got asked to go to Australia to play for Kim Salmon of The Scientist, a very nice, dear friend of mine. And he was having a book coming out, and he was having a book launch party concert. And he said, "Oh, would you come and do it?" And I said, "Of course." And he said, "I can't afford to bring out the whole band." And I said, "Well, let's use Harry's band." And as it so happened, they had a recording, mobile recording thing going on, so we recorded it, and it's really great. It's a command performance for the king, Kim Salmon, of The Scientist.
Yeah, look, you're not gonna. Scientists are that's like Mount Rushmore level. Great.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you that I met Kim Salmon because they had moved to London and they heard we were going on tour. The Gun Club were going on tour. This is 84 probably. And Kim wrote me a letter saying, "This is my band and we're going on tour with you." And he sent me a cassette of the Blood Red River record. And I was like, "Of course you're going on tour with us. I don't know who you are." And he was like, "Yeah." And he was like, he's like, "We're going on tour with you and save some of the booze for us. Don't let that blonde guy drink all the booze because we're going to need it too." And that was his letter to me. So it was so ballsy and amazing. What could I do but say, I'm on tour?
Yeah, you have no choice.
Is history.
The decision gets made.
But they were great, and we're friends forever. Yes.
Amazing. Yeah, and it's funny for them to be on the other side of the globe, but to be kind of this like you're spiritually connected from the other side of the planet. In terms,
100%. Yeah. Yeah, I feel super close to The Scientist and their music. And, yeah, we come from the same thing. And that's the thing. Harry Howard and his band, which also includes Dave Graney and Claire Moore, who were in the band called The Moodists. I don't know if you know them.
Absolutely, yes.
An Australian band that lived in London for a long time. But we all lived at the same time in London, and we were all dead broke and had weird jobs. And so we bond over our shared poverty wars of musicians in London, expats in London. So,
now,
at that time.
Now, just as a thing, a couple more questions, and I'll let you get on with your night. And you've seen so many shows, so many legendary things. What is one that you wish you could just show everybody that you saw with your eyes? It's in your brain. You wish you could project it on a screen for everybody to see.
Oh God, I think that Para Ubu show that I saw with Jeffrey Lee Pierce that first time, because not only had I met him, but that they were so amazing. They're still amazing, but but that was when the Modern Dancer first album had just come out, and they were firing on all levels, and it was a very metaphysical experience. And David Thomas, wow. what a good performer and what an odd character, but what a charismatic person, and what an original poet and performer, and just the musicians, everything. Tony Mamoni, oh my God, bass playing from heaven. It's amazing. Yeah. So I think an early pair of Ubu comps.
Okay.
That one was mind blowing.
And you
Patti Smith at the Roxy. Oh my God.
See, now here they come. Now they're going to start coming out. The spigot has been turned.
Oh yeah, the Ramones.
See, here it goes. This is when you're going to make everybody jealous of what you saw.
Yeah, these are life changing experiences, and also every one of those experiences created a community of friends those who are still here are still my friends.
Yeah.
That create, the same people, the like-minded people who are still like-minded today, luckily, and are still my friends,
Now,
so that is another plus of all that.
Absolutely. Well, that's a plus when people like you and they stay friends with you. That's
exactly.
Yeah. You also have to be a good guy. Kind of helps that whole friend thing.
Yeah.
The final thing, my friend Jeff Fierzig is currently making a movie about the legendary Stardust Cowboy, and I've seen stuff from it.
I saw Jeff the other night.
The movies, the stuff I've seen is mind blowing. He's gonna rock everybody's world once again with one of his movies. But you played with the legendary Stardust Cowboy.
Yes, he said he has great footage of me. But that was an experience. I write about it in the book. But wow, that was something I was not ready for. As I say at the beginning of the chapter, Jeffrey Lee Pierce, Lux and Fury, and Nick Cave could have never prepared me for playing with the Ledge, legendary Stardust Cowboy. Because he was just it was like chasing a feral cat, playing with him. He was just so great and so sincere and so, talk about a visionary.
Absolutely.
He had his own vision, but it was hard. It was hard to keep up with it.
Yeah.
To play. I mean, we figured we worked it out. But it was like, wow, this guy is a real outer spaceman,
Sure.
Yeah. Ziggy Stardust got his name from David Bowie got Ziggy Stardust as part from legendary Stardust Cowboy. And Ground Control to Major Tom, it was Norm Ledge. It was just an original. It's hard to explain him.
Yeah, I think the movie is going to help people understand him.
Exactly, understand. I mean, there's Paralyzed, his hit of named the worst record ever made. And the most beautiful record ever made.
It's one of the greatest records ever made.
One of the greatest, of all times. And he was great, and what a sensation he caused in Europe, and everywhere. But on the tour I went on, it was in Europe, and people went crazy for him. A real showman, a real savant,
Yeah.
And it was what a great pleasure it was. So chaotic, but so fun,
Yeah.
So wild. And,
Well,
it was a different wild than the other wild.
Yeah.
It was wild. It wasn't a danger wild. It was a wild. That's what I was saying.
Your book,
Go ahead.
I just want to say, the book it's truly thrilling and amazing, and there's so much people can take away from this book, whether it's about recovery, talking about addiction, talking about being an artist, talking about fitting in, all of it. This book runs the gamut. Sexuality. You have had some kind of life, my friend, and You captured it all in this book. I can't recommend it more highly. And it's called Some New Kind of Kick. And people should check it out. And I appreciate you coming on the show to talk with us for a little bit. So
I'm glad you had me on.
Oh,
great to talk to you.
Well, thank you so much.
And everyone.
I hope to see you soon. And here's the book. I'm
All
putting
right,
it up on the screen. Thanks. So we will, and you have a great night.
Yeah, you too.
Okay.
See you later.
All right, bye. How about that? A legend. We had a legend. A legend in the house. Okay. All right, let's go back to the phones. Hello, Best Show. Hold on. Hello, Best.
What up, douche?
Oh,
D-Plop 7000 in the MFing his. Is it his horse or house? What is it?
His house.
His house. What is that? I don't even get it.
It's like the word house, but with a little bit of spice on it.
Little spice, little slap on it. I get it. It's Darren.
Darren.
Yes.
My coworker, Darren. Yeah.
It's unbelievable, right?
It's unbelievable. What's up?
Well, first off, how do I sound?
You sound good. You sound good.
It sounds great, though, right?
Yes, it sounds great.
Oh, thanks. Well, I got one of those new ultra clear phones at Radio Hut. I'm sure you've been hearing about.
The ultra clear phones.
Yes, the clarity is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were designed by that guy Heinrich, the audio guru, before he was arrested and convicted of non-phone related crimes.
What was he convicted? I forgot about Heinrich.
I can't say. Let's just say it's a couple steps beyond what Judge Montgomery Davies got his gavel taken away for.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah. But this phone is good. And, sure, there have been these articles about the phones containing extremely toxic metals and liquids that were never meant to come close to living organisms. But I'll tell you, other than the flagrant stomach cramps, I feel pretty good.
You have flagrant stomach cramps, huh?
I do. Yeah.
And, okay. And you think those are maybe caused by the phone?
Well, they did start after the first text I sent. Not even a call. Like my ear wasn't even up against the thing. It was like, I guess, just like the touching of the phone might. I don't know. Who knows? We don't know. Do we?
Who knows? These are the things that you ride the ride with life, Darren. You know what I mean?
I'm not here to worry. I'm here to party, just like Abraham Lincoln said.
That's something I didn't know that was something he said.
I've done my research. Now you do yours.
Fair enough.
Oh, hey. I wanted to ask you this all last week. I tuned into last week's show just kind of in the middle of it. I heard a bit of a song that I thought was just incredible. And I only heard one line before, quite honestly, you hung up on the guy that called pretty quickly, or you cut him off, I should say. You didn't hang up on him. You interrupted him.
Mm-hmm.
So the only lyric I heard was something like, tonight the street's on fire, it's a real Death Wish 7. What is that?
That's Bruce Springsteen.
Oh. What's the song called? Is it called Death Wish 7?
It's not called Death Wish 7. No, it's called Jungle Land.
Jungle Land. I write that down. Okay. Good to know. Hey, speaking of the boss,
so you know about the boss, but you never heard of Jungle Land.
No, my love affair with Bruce's music doesn't begin until The Ghost of Tom Joad.
Okay, a little later. You're jumping in a little later than most people.
Yeah, yeah. But I like the early stuff, like I Want to Be Where the Bands Are, Ramrod. Does this bus stop at 82nd Street?
So it seems like you leap right over the meat of the catalog.
Like what? Like what?
Like Born to Run, for example.
Oh, I've never really heard that one. Is it good?
Yeah, it is. It's pretty good.
Oh, okay. Well, is it as good as Night Shift?
Oh, you mean his Commodore's cover?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I'd say it's kind of hovering around the same level.
Oh, cool. You didn't hear it from me, but I was talking to a guy 2 days ago who delivers high-class pizzas in the Rumson area, and he said that Springsteen only did that song because he wants to star in this Night Shift reboot that Paramount has in the works.
Night Shift, you mean the Michael Keaton? Who else was in that? Michael Keaton and
oh, please, it was Hank Winkler.
And Hank Winkler. That's right. I didn't. Yes, Henry Winkler. So that's why he recorded that as like a backdoor way of getting cast in the movie.
Yes, yeah, and I assume Bruce wants to play Chuck because he's pretty straight looking now. And I also heard that he's got other Night Shift-esque related songs that he's working on. Like I heard he's got a new song called "This Is Chuck Reminding Bill to Shut Up."
Okay,
he has another song called "To Shun." To say no, to push away. Remember that scene?
Barely. I barely remember that scene.
So
yeah, well, that's very interesting, Darren.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of good people being annoying, remember when our tactical weapons instructor in ROTC would ask us a question, and I'd do that funny thing where I'd answer, but in that Ozzy lyric, I don't know. Remember that song, I Don't Know? And I would do that. Like he would say, we're students, so he's not going to do anything to us. Like, he'd say, why aren't your boots polished? I don't know. Oh, and he would get so mad. It was so funny. Do you remember that?
Yeah, those ROTC days, those were something else.
Oh my God, he'd be so mad. But then I'd explain that I read in a history book that World War I General Oswald Osborne actually applauded his men for being honest about knowing information, and he totally bought it. Yeah. I tell you, man, I long for the days when you couldn't Google something I said and instantly find out that I'm lying.
You long for those days.
I do. And I'll tell you, I would only be writing 2 alimony checks if that was the case, instead of 4 a month like I do now.
You write 4 alimony checks a month.
I do. And one of them I never even, caressed. But yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know too.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna get to the big topic of conversation. Did you hear about it?
Did I hear about what?
About what went down last weekend at the 25th anniversary Quint City's Power Pop explosion and Peanut Push.
You gotta fill me in on this, Darren.
Well, first let me say, I still can't believe they do that dumb Peanut Push in the Los Amigos parking lot before the festival each year. I just think it's stupid.
And a Peanut Push, again, is?
Basically, all the members of the Power Pop bands to kind of see who's going to headline. It's almost like an actual car race, but each member of the band, one member of each band is drafted to compete in this, and basically they get down on their hands and knees, which is really weird looking because they've all got the tight black jeans and the blazers on, and they are basically pushing a tiny peanut, on a little tiny moped with their nose.
Okay.
The moped has training wheels, so they're pushing it with their nose, and whoever wins headlines one of the 3 nights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't like it because it's like, I guess I just hate that the festival's still in the pocket of Big Peanut, you know?
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with Big Peanut these days.
Yeah. All those Planters reps putting up peanut posters all over Los Amigos. I don't know. I just think it doesn't feel indie like it used to be, you know? I don't know.
Well, things change.
They do. I didn't participate in the peanut push, but Sean did. You know, I went with Sean, and
okay.
he came in third.
Mm-hmm.
And he got a sealed copy of the first Pez Band album signed by all 4 of the guys in the band's shoes. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, good for Sean. Sean's a good guy. So it was a record, a Pez Band record signed by the Shoes.
Yes. Yeah.
It's an interesting choice.
Yeah. Well, it's truly one of a kind, right?
It would be one of a kind. Sure, that would be a huge collectible.
Yeah. Well, Sean's just, he's over the moon about it. All right. So the fest, I guess we should first address the elegance in the room, right?
Sorry, what's that?
I said we should first address the elegance in the room.
That's actually the elephant in the room. That's the expression you're trying to say, Darren.
No, it's not. I thought it was the elegant. I thought you were like it meant. Let's first talk about how nice this experience, the situation is before we get into the real crap. It doesn't mean that.
It does not.
Ah, crap. Okay. Well, guess I got the wrong thing tattooed on my upper haunches.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. So, as you know, they finally tore down that statue of Power Pop Pop Pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everyone knew it was a long time coming, but it took so long mainly because they didn't find his sun-bleached carcass until earlier this year. Nobody was really 100% sure he was dead.
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at that. I'm just...
No, it's sad. I mean, it's like the passing of the songwriter Gigi Allen. It seems like it was just yesterday that Quad P was barged for crimes against Power Pop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that was rough.
It's a rough community.
It is.
Not messing around.
But I can't believe his bones made it all the way down to Caracas, you know?
I'm very choked up over.
Well, it's sad. It's very sad. And, you know, when you think about it, Caracas is very far away. And there are times I wonder if Power Pop 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 had even heard of Caracas while he was living. I kind of doubt it. He was very, very, local, very, didn't travel much as far as I know. So I doubt he was really aware of Caracas.
Yeah, that would I would not be surprised if he had not heard of it.
Right. So to his credit, the new head of the fest, Rickenbacker Rick, his first decree was to tear down that statue and replace it with a statue of original Romantics drummer Wally Palmer. So that's cool.
That is I feel like that's a very progressive move to make.
Very, yes. A lot of people don't know that Wally sang What I Like About You. Like it's rare for a drummer to sing a huge hit for a band.
Yeah, I guess it would be. The Eagles, I guess, might be it, and
right, yeah.
The Dave Clark 5.
I don't know if he sang.
He didn't sing. You're right. He didn't sing.
The one that I always think of first is that song by the Four Seasons that was written and sung by their drummer. Late December 1963. Remember that? Late December back in 63.
Yeah. I didn't know that was sung by the drummer.
It was. I love the song, but it always kind of gives me the creeps because, here's this guy, he's gushing about this lady he met and the incredible sensual time they had less than a month after JFK was assassinated. It just doesn't seem, I don't know. I think it seems tawdry.
It seems a little thoughtless.
Yes. Perfect word. Yeah.
Not a whole lot of respect for the moment.
No. And there's no mention of it in the song either. It's like, he doesn't allude to last month's events or anything, but I don't know. I guess music's escapism once you think about it, right?
Mm-hmm. Music is escapism once you think about it. Yeah, you're right.
You should put that on a best show sticker.
It would say a sticker that just says music is escapism when you think about it.
Does it need a comma?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'm just trying to picture it. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's cool. I know a pretty good printer here in Newbridge. You're out in LA. I'm sure you can get them made where you get your headshots done.
Mm-hmm. I don't have headshots
yet.
Maybe. Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah. So getting back to the Power Pop Fest, it was a trip.
Okay. Like what went on?
Sean and I went all 3 nights, and these were long shows to like 7 bands a night. We were up for at least 2 hours straight, and REM sleep, we barely got Guadalcanal Diary sleep.
Yeah. That's
Yeah. So, and this is going to sound harsh, but most of the guys in these bands, they never really got out of the Quint City. So they've all been pretty much living in each other's lives for better or mostly worse for the last couple decades.
Okay.
Well, that cutthroat competitiveness and backstabbing they all had back then, it never really went away.
Okay, so that's still running through the whole thing.
Oh yeah, these guys are like in their late 40s, early 50s, and they haven't progressed as like humans. It's so weird. It's shocking, but it's really interesting to watch it occur. So let's just say 25 years later, the Quint Cities power pop scene has turned into a real power pop Peyton place.
So a lot of drama.
It is. I would also love to hear Amy Kindler do that last sentence I just did. A lot of pee popping in there, right?
Yeah. Now you could really work those peas on it.
You could. Yeah.
Power pop.
So, yeah, pop. Do you remember that band from Westbridge, the Pop Rocks?
Yes.
Well, they were the big surprise reunion of the Power Pop Fest.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody ever thought they'd get back together after all that drama. I think it was in like 2000 when the drummer, this is so convoluted, I had to try to get it right. The drummer, Tim, was having an affair with the singer Todd's wife, Deirdre. And Deirdre was also the keyboardist in the Pop Rocks.
Oh, okay. Well, that is convoluted.
Yes. And all that started when Pop Rocks went on that big tour with Superdrag and Paul Chastain's Velvet Crush featuring Jeffrey Borchardt.
Okay, so that was a lineup of Velvet Crush.
Yeah, I think Rick was upset with the other guys, so he wasn't in that lineup, and he said they couldn't actually use the regular name. So that's a rough one. Again, band drama is something else, right? Yeah, it's like a marriage between 4 people, or if you're a ska band, 18 people. Yeah. So fast forward 20-something years, and the Pop Rocks get a really substantial offer to play the fest, and it's hard to turn down that peanut money, right?
It's very enticing.
It is. So one of the stipulations for the Pop Rocks doing this fest was that each member of the band would get 1 minute at the stage front mic just to say whatever they wanted.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sounds like a recipe for disaster, right?
It sounds like you're courting. You're definitely playing with fire.
And it was blazing, Tom.
Okay.
So the bassist Kenny, he goes up first, and while I do respect him for bringing several visual aids, his QAnon rant about how President Biden is personally stealing his toilet paper was a little bit too out there for me.
Oh, that's a rough one. Yeah.
That was rough. And then Phil, the lead guitarist, his minute was basically an infomercial for his pressure washing business. Let me spray you.
That I didn't know. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know he had a pressure washing business.
Yeah, he does. He does. But the big drams happened when Todd, the singer, went off on Deirdre and Tim, the drummer, for I got to get this quote right, for turning my life into a living power pop nightmare from which not even the music of the Rubinoos could rescue me. It's pretty heavy.
That is bleak.
It is. Yeah.
When the Rubinoos, when the music of the Rubinoos doesn't save you, you got some trouble.
You do. Big trouble. So then he proceeded to play until he was forcibly removed from the stage by security. The first verse and chorus of I Just Want Things to Go Back to How They Were Before the Super Drag Tour, which was, of course, the first song from his solo album, Welcome to My Power Pop Divorce.
Okay. This is intense, Darren.
Isn't it?
This is intense.
It wasn't super fun. It was like, oh my God, let me out of here.
Yeah.
But I can't leave. I got to see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like definitely some that kind of when you gotta like crane your neck to look at you drive rubbernecking driving past an accident.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. So the rest of the pop rock set was basically Deirdre, Kenny, Phil, and Tim riffing on what an a-hole Todd was and continues to be.
That's wow.
Sean and I were in hysterics. It was so funny.
Oh, that would have killed me.
Yeah, but that wasn't the only weird thing. When Mike and the Cuddlebugs played, there was this whole other weird drama happening.
Like what was that all about?
Basically, Mike, the main guy in the band, his stepson, Chilton, is the biological son of Rodney, the founder and guitarist in the band The Zap.
Okay.
Remember them? They had that song, Strike This Guy Out, that was on the President Baseball soundtrack.
Yes, I do remember. That was a good song.
A good tune, yeah. So Chilton hates his biological father, Rodney. And he says Rodney's a mean little dictator, and he calls him Napoleon Bonaparte behind his back.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's
not super creative, but it's a good little dig.
Pretty
right?
good. Pretty good.
Yeah. Anyway, Chilton makes the power move that night to play tambourine and sing harmony with Mike and the Cuddlebugs, his stepfather's band, and not the Zap, his biological father's band.
Wow. That's
major stones.
Huge.
Yeah. So, the biological father is seething out there in the audience. So the Cuddlebugs have this one song, Give Me Power Pop or Give Me Death, where Mike goes really high with his voice. Give me the power. Give me the power. And he's no Robin Zander, so it wasn't as bad as what I just did, but it was a little rough. But it wasn't terrible, and Sean actually thought he was pretty good. So but so after the song, Robbie, Chilton's biological father, yells out from the audience to Mike, "You shouldn't sing that high. Sounds like shit." And everybody in the crowd started booing Robbie.
Yeah.
It was pretty nuts. It was nuts. So they finish. Now it's time for Robbie's band, The Zap, to play, right?
Okay.
Crowd's way against him from the moment he takes the stage. 2 songs in, Robbie breaks a string.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who doesn't have a spare guitar?
He doesn't, Robbie.
No. And so, he's asking around for someone to lend him a guitar. Nobody would do it.
Wow. They froze him out.
It was, power pop justice at its most, at its heaviest.
Mm-hmm.
Swift power pop justice.
That's bold.
Yes. So Robbie keeps yelling out for help from the other bands, just rattling off names of all the bands that are playing the fest to see if anyone has a guitar. Hey, anybody from the Hey out there?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. How about the Now? Nothing. What about the Wow? The Dapples? The Dimples? The Fun? The Hurt? How about the Yes? What about the No? Anyone from the Maybe out there? And there's dead silence after each one. It was so brutal.
Just freezing him out. Everybody's freezing him out.
Frozen. He ended up humming his guitar parts into the mic for the rest of the show.
Oh, that's pathetic.
It was weird. Truthfully, it was. I thought it was as good as his normal guitar tone, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but to their credit, the Zap did this great Zombies this great Zombies tune. And now you probably think the Zombies are He's Not Here and Tell Her No, but see, they've got this album called Odyssey and Oracle, and this thing is one of the landmark.
I know.
No, I'm sorry. I was zombie-splaining again.
Yeah, we've all heard of that album, Darren.
Oh, bad, Darren.
Yeah, don't zombie-splain anymore.
Well, there's my answer when I ponder why all those ladies on my Power Pop dating app Popter are constantly swiping right,
Mm-hmm. Popter?
Yeah.
Mm. Well, maybe stop zombie-splaining and they'll swipe left.
Maybe. What else happened? Oh, this is amazing. The drummer for the Crunchberries. He's a sergeant in the Sidebridge Police Department.
Okay.
He arrested the guitars for the Church Mouse 5 because he parked in the handicap space in front of Los Amigos to unload his drums.
Really?
Had him in cuffs flat on his stomach.
Oh, that's unnecessary.
And he maneuvered him so his face would be in an oil slick. But
that's not nice.
Terrible.
There's no reason to do that.
No, it was not cool. I'm not even going to get into some of the outfits some of these, power pop guys were wearing. Just unusual choices I wouldn't have gone for, but who am I to judge, right?
Who are any of us to judge?
Yeah, we go through different looks in life. Like when you wore that big black duster, the puffy white high tops, and a cowboy hat in the summer of '89. I'm sure you had your I had my reasons.
I had my reasons.
Yeah. It was it was a cool look, I think.
I was kind of going for like a half urban cowboy, half Sisters of Mercy vibe with a little bit of Seinfeld.
Yes, I see it. See, that's pretty cool if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, Trump was also there.
Wait, hold on. What?
Yeah, Trump was there at the Power Pop Festival.
Donald.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, he was interested in signing one of the bands to his this new label he's got, Trump Tone.
He has a record label.
Yeah. He had a whole section roped off where he was kind of like, holding court. Him basically and a bunch of Secret Service guys. And Tom, I'll be honest, he seemed kind of bored until one of the agents fired up that portable waffle maker Trump always travels with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they fired up the old portable waffle maker.
They did, and he was excited for that. But he's so sloppy with that thing that he got batter all over Kevin from the Teensies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's too bad for Kevin.
It is. It is. But I'll tell you, to Trump's credit, he did get up on stage and sang "Shake Some Action" with the Need.
Wow, I really missed out.
He did, and when he was done, he's such a jerk. He couldn't help himself. He just said, "Suck on that, Cyril."
So he left with he took a shot at Cyril Jordan from the Flamin' Groovies.
Yes, and he was selling red hats that said "Make Power Pop Great Again."
Oh, that stinks.
I know. I don't like it. And that kind of tainted everything too. And overall, it was just kind of a disappointment. And I doubt I'll go to the next anniversary. I mean, I know you went to the 15th and had a blast, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'll never forget the sight of you singing "Hanging on the Telephone" at the top of your lungs on Los Amigos bar in your white jeans, your Beatle boots, and your striped T-shirt. I still can't believe you had bangs.
That was those were different times.
They were. You killed it back then, though. Not that you don't now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But then, correct me if I'm wrong, you had some feud with the guy who put out that Power Pop comp, and then you pretty much just stopped going to the festival. What was that all about?
Oh, I don't want to.
Come on, please.
Well, I was trying to put a thing together, like a band, and he just was icing me out big time when I was trying to see about, like, hey, we're called the Chant Junior, and we want to see if we can, maybe get on the next comp. No interest.
Well, I'm wondering if Todd Barry might have pulled something,
Well, I mean, we're called Chant Junior.
Well, I know. He's just very, very protective of the Chant and his days in the Chant. So,
but we were not even called the Chant Junior. We're called Chant Junior.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's different.
I thought the carried a lot of the.
You would think so, right?
Yeah. But look.
Yeah.
It just that guy iced me out hard, and it just bummed me out about the whole thing.
I hear you. Yeah. That would do me in too. I'd be pretty annoyed. But I guess that combined with Old Man Dalrymple forbidding you to sell your zine at 3:00 somewhere in the company store really turned you off the power pop scene once and for all, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that might have been the final straw.
I, for one, am really glad they finally shut down the company store and started letting us buy groceries outside of work.
Yeah, it really, the Dalrymple Bucks thing, it sounds like it's going to make sense in some way, but it just doesn't.
No, not at all. And I really don't miss those candy bars they sold there that were 40% sand. Do you remember those?
Oh, yeah, that was gross because you like, it was an insult.
Yeah. And calling them sandbars was like an extra kick in the parachute pants.
Just rubbing it in our faces.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, but I do want to go on record saying it was absolutely unfair of Old Man Dalrymple to allow his nephew, Teenage Dalrymple, to sell his Caddyshack fanzine in the company store. So I've got your back on that.
Thank you, Darren. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. What was that? Okay. Would you get me one too? Just one. That's great.
What's happening?
Maybe some certs. All right, thanks. Sorry about that. I'm hanging with Sean at his pad, and we're having a few beers, and he just said he's going to go to the Cumberland Farms for a couple Sixers, and I asked him to get me one too, and some certs. Okay, I'll see ya. All right.
Okay.
All right, Tom, listen closely, okay?
Yeah.
I don't have much time.
I'm listening.
Sean is holding me hostage. You got to help me.
Sean.
Yes.
What? Darren, this is blowing my mind. I thought you and Sean were like good buddies for years.
I know, Tom, this is going to sound absolutely insane, but remember the night we met Sean at that Wacky Package convention 5 years ago?
It was like it was yesterday. Yeah.
I know. Well, after we dropped you off at Gray Pizza, he and I kept partying and driving around, and, one thing led to another, and basically he saw and videoed me doing something I'd rather not elaborate on.
Okay.
But if you were guessing that it involves me, a stolen police motorcycle, 30 forged consolidated cardboard paychecks, and a pair of black latex pants, you'd be close to the ballpark.
Darren, this is blowing my mind. I mean, I thought you and Sean were, geez.
Well, Tom, ever since that night, Sean's had that hold on me. He's blackmailing me and he's holding me hostage. He makes me give 40% of my paycheck to him. I can't afford to support my family anymore.
Oh no, this is I didn't know any of this.
Every time I start to thrive a little bit or get some cash, Sean sends me short clips of the video of me doing stuff with the text, "I own you."
Oh, Darren.
And all those times you saw us hanging out, ever notice how his right hand was always in his windbreaker? He had a handgun pointed at me the whole time.
I didn't know that.
You know now.
I do now. Yeah.
Yes. And he did it the other night, too. It's been going on for 5 years.
This has been going on for 5 years.
Yes. Every time you ever saw the two of us out and about, you can assume Sean had his pocket gun on me.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, Darren.
It's just screwed up my life so much.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just.
Oh, poor Sheila.
Yeah. This is taking a real toll on everybody.
It is, yeah. My wife Sheila doesn't know anything about it, and I don't want her to. Don't tell her, okay? Her nerves are already frayed by our son Sky refusing to play bass in our garage rock band, the Swirling Vortex. So she's on edge. So you're probably wondering how Sean still holds me hostage after I go home from work.
Yeah, because how is any of this possible?
Tom, I'm pretty sure he chipped me.
I mean, okay. You live like 5 miles, right?
Yes,
you're like 5 miles away from him.
I got him the job at Consolidated.
You got him the job at Consolidated Cardboard.
Oh,
Darren, I know time's limited. You're waiting for, he's coming back, I guess, right?
Yeah. I think he put a chip in me. He knows my every move somehow. I don't, I'm at the end of my tether. Oh.
Okay.
No.
What?
Oh no.
Oh no, what?
Oh, well, I guess what they say about the best show being the favorite podcast of the Queen City's most frustratingly clever hostage taker / blackmailer is true.
Why's that?
Well, Sean must have heard us, and he's standing in the doorway and he's pointing his pocket gun at me. Oh man.
He's pointing his pocket gun. Oh no.
Yes, I'm really scared. And I want Tom, if this is it, I want you to have my original pressing of the Raspberries Go All the Way single with the misprint where it looks like Eric Carmen is their drummer Jim Bonfanti.
Yeah,
you probably had to bleep part of that.
I had to bleep that part, yeah.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
Darren, I'm worried about you.
Well, I'm not so worried anymore because, Sean, is that gun made of soap?
So
no.
What? It's not?
No.
Oh, no.
It stings. Oh, man. Oh,
Darren.
crap.
Darren.
Oh, I gotta go.
Oh, no.
Let me see if I can get out the window. No, I can't. I'm stuck.
Oh, no.
Shit.
Oh, no. Darren? Oh, no. I hope he's okay. Are we good for the next portion of the show?
Yeah, Tom, we are ready to go in the theater.
Wait, who's this?
Oh, hey, Tom, this is Brett.
Brett Boehm.
That's right.
What's up, Brett?
Oh, not much. Just having a good time tonight back in the booth because we've got a band in the theater, so we needed some extra hands on deck tonight. This is all just very exciting. I love sitting in on the best show.
Well, thank you for sitting in on the best show. Why don't we throw it to the performance spot? And I'm going to tell everybody, get ready, because this is one of my favorite bands. This is one of the best live bands going. They have an album coming out next week on Drag City, and the record is called Spiders in the Rain. And you're not going to... It comes out this week, this Friday. They rule live, and we're going to get a good taste of it right now. Let's throw to the studio.
If you're leaving at the sunrise with the map on your head, there's no streets at night to draw away a spirit. She tore me apart with a pair of old doors teeth. And her laughter through the jungle. Look into the trees and you can see her sleeping. Took a toy man and then she crushed it with her cry. with the laugh on your head. too. Animating me to take away your self-control. Just an old white cat living in California. 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 Just an old white cat living in California.
Oh, wow, Juan. Told ya. I told ya. My favorite bands, best bands going. That's heavy duty, Jack. You chew on that for a while, huh? Wrap your head around what that just was. Gonna take you some time. It's all right. You take some time. You figure that out. Borat himself would say wah wah wee wah to that, huh? Yeah, Juan, they got a new album coming out this Friday, 10/28/22. The album's called Spiders in the Rain, and it's a live album, and as great as Juan are on their studio albums, and they are great, truly amazing. The live thing is a whole other experience, and it's very exciting that that's the new album is a live album, and it's very exciting that they came and played the best show. How about that? Unbelievable. Don't even know what to say. I'm duly I'm blown away by that. Hey, you can sit. Where should we sit? Over there? There. Anywhere you want to sit. Anywhere you want to sit. The boys are coming. Okay, yeah, everybody can come in. Oh my God. That was heavy duty. The power of Wand. Everybody just got it. People are like, just blew everybody's mind. I'm watching this chat. They're like, I don't know. I wasn't ready for that. People are like,
I wasn't ready for that.
You weren't. People are saying they wish they were high. Well, that's why the things get recorded. You want to go and do your bath salts later.
Yeah,
it's totally up to you. Now, is Andrew running the switches or Brett? Because we got a room.
I'm running it, Tom.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Brett. It's very exciting. Why don't you all introduce yourselves, and we'll we'll talk for a minute. And I know if I was doing that, if I was you and did that, I would probably need to go take a nap afterwards because I'd be very tired because I have not a lot of endurance. It's all about bursts for me.
Well, we're 50 hours deep?
Yeah, 50 hours on stage.
50 hours on stage.
In the last 6 weeks.
So far this year.
Amazing.
In the last 6 weeks, so that didn't take too much out of it.
No.
Me. I can't speak for anyone else. I don't play drums, so that's probably...
Yeah. So why doesn't everybody introduce themselves? I guess we can all... Everybody on this side, you can share that mic. You can slide it over. It's got an arm and whole thing.
That.
Well, you can start. Oh, there's a mic right behind my...
I'm Robbie.
Robbie. You can say.
I'm Evan.
You're Evan.
I'm Evan B.
And that's the M. Night Shyamalan type twist.
That's right.
To the thing that there were two Evans here the whole time.
Oh yeah.
And you are Corey.
Corey, yeah. Yeah, that's me.
So exciting having you guys here. So the new what was the thought behind a live album for this this next Wand album?
Well, the thought was that we should go on tour in 2020. A lot of other people had that idea.
Okay.
Not a lot of people got to do it. We got to do it though.
Yeah.
Because we did it in January.
So you got in under the wire.
Barely.
Yeah.
And then we taped all the shows and then let them marinate during COVID after we'd recorded them and everything was shut down. And then we took all the best bits of all the tracks and we basically chose different takes from every single show.
Okay.
Thinking that we would just vote for the best songs. And then it turned out we all had different favorites. And so we cut them all into one super record, like a super live record.
Sure. So it's a super record. That's what you're telling me.
Yes.
Spiders and Wrens, a super record. Well, I'm ready. I'm sure it's a super record, and I can't wait. Because I drove out to Pappy and Harriet's to see you.
You did.
All. And it was kind of like just, I didn't know what to do with myself afterwards. That 2-hour drive, I was alone with it. I didn't know who to tell about it. You'll never believe what I saw. They had all these great songs, and then 3/5 of the way through, they went into outer space. Then they came back down. I didn't know who to tell. And now I'm telling everybody here. Now you all know. Now you go tell your neighbors of what you saw and you can't explain. Now you're playing the Terragram Ballroom tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Which is October 26th in Los Angeles. For people in Los Angeles, that show's happening. Now you have a light show with that show.
Oh, yeah. A liquid light show.
Okay.
It's a little, it's like old school meets the 21st century liquid light extravaganza. It's really like they blow up the lights everywhere. I tried to get them in the bathrooms. I tried to get them in the lobby, you know.
Just make it an immersive experience.
Yeah, yeah.
Even
a hellscape.
Sure. Well, it's not very hard to make Los Angeles kind of like a hellscape now and then.
Yeah.
There are clear paths to pulling that off. So you want it to just like be when you come down Vermont, the light show already starts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
When you go past that weird arcade.
When you leave your house, yeah.
That arcade that I went to one time.
Family arcade?
I beat everybody at air hockey. The mirrors on the ceiling. I'll tell you right now. I'm going to look right down the barrel on this. This right down the camera. Foosball, I'm not so good anymore. I used to be better at it. Air hockey, I watch pro air hockey tournaments on YouTube. I got technique. I can beat anybody seeing this. I'll beat you at air hockey for money. Minimum bet $200,000. A point. No, I was at work one time. I was working, and we had an air hockey tournament at work, and I made it to the final. They drew up a chart, and we had all the seating and everything. I went to the finals and I screwed up. I went to the mall and I was like, what's the best air hockey mallet you got in this place? And I bought a fancy air hockey mallet. I figured I'd freak everyone out showing up with like a new air hockey mallet. I couldn't play with it. I ate it. I lost in the finals. It's like most embarrassing moment of my life. I've had a very easy life. That was the most embarrassing moment. I should say my life has been a piece of cake. That's the only bad thing that ever happened to me was losing that air hockey finals. No, it was, but that arcade, I beat everybody there at that Vermont arcade. And the challenge goes for only you. Anybody think they can step out? Look, foosball, that's a coin flip.
I almost bought a claw machine from that arcade.
A claw machine with the...
it was bigger than my door, so I couldn't buy it.
Sure. So you couldn't fit in. You couldn't get it. Like, you get your own claw machine to put the claw machine through your window. They couldn't do that.
Like a crane?
Yeah, like a crane, I guess they call them.
What about a
I call them
what about a
big
claw machine
machines.
where claw machines are in the claw machine?
Yeah.
Well, that would be... sounds like somebody was listening to Wand coming up with that.
Yeah.
No, that claw machine I'm not so good at. This is what I'm good at. Coin pushers. Coin pushers. Nobody's going to come even near me with coin pushers.
Classic.
Air hockey. Slot machines. Slot machines. I'm a master. The Sex and the City
One
slot
time I
machine.
won $1,700 on a Britney Spears slot machine.
Really? That's amazing.
Yeah.
I won 700 once. So now I feel stupid.
What kind of slot machine was it?
Sex in the City.
Sex in the City.
Yes.
Okay.
It was a Sex in the City slot machine. And then you get VAR on it, and you get 3 little diamond rings, and then Mr. Big starts talking, and he goes, "Congratulations, kid."
What's your strategy for the slot machine?
Just to put money in and keep pressing the button until
Max
I
bet?
win. Max
Max
bet
bet?
all the time.
Yeah.
Always max bet.
Yeah. Watch these chumps nickeling and diming it on those slot machines. Nah. Might as well go work at a Fat Burger. You can make faster money.
One time I went to a Five Guys and I looked around. There were 4 other guys.
So you were literally
There
were the
were
5th
5
guy.
guys in the Five Guys.
Okay. What's up with that slogan at Five Guys that we honor the customer, like that, like pathetic groveling thing where the customer is our master and we bow before, like they have a thing on the wall. They don't believe that. The employees there.
I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah, they have this total like corporate statement that is just so belittling to the employees, like basically saying the customer is always right. The customer's not always right. It's the most faulty cliche in all of cliches. The customer is always right. These customers are pretty stupid. You ever meet customers out there?
Worst.
One's worse than the next.
Yeah, all the worst.
Thank you, Evan. I appreciate the worst. Customers are the worst. Now, I want to say to y'all. Well, so what's the plan? What's the next? The album comes out. What's 2023 for Juan? Because we're already looking down the road. What's that looking like?
Well, we're playing a festival in Cabo Town.
Okay.
It's sort of by La Paz. This festival called Tropic of Cancer.
Okay.
And so we're going to do that in January.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just working on music.
Okay.
We have a lot to chew on right now.
Yeah.
Musically.
Well, you just gave everybody a lot to chew on tonight. And then when they get the album, they've got a lot to chew on. And I seriously appreciate you all coming down and doing that. That was truly amazing. And thank you so much.
Our pleasure.
You.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I just have to say I'm a huge Monk fan.
Oh, thank you.
I watched it twice in quarantine.
All the episodes?
In entirety.
Oh my God.
In its entirety.
Why? You know there's other shows.
I watched other shows too.
You had a very bleak quarantine.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
What's your favorite episode of Monk?
Oh man, that's tough.
First one that comes to mind.
First one that comes to mind. The one where he takes medication.
Yeah, I wrote that one.
You wrote that one? That's my favorite episode.
Medicine.
It's my favorite episode.
Yeah. I worked on all of them, but I wrote that one. So, yeah. I just got a check for $4 for that one. the other day. So
nice.
Look out. Look out, slot machines.
Yeah, get that slot machine.
Here I come. Max bets. Max bets for everyone. So,
should we go to Vegas right now? You want to go to?
Let's do it.
No, let's go to
Studio. Pull the van around.
Commerce Casino.
Let's go to Commerce.
Let's go to Commerce Casino or Hollywood Park.
No one's ever had a bad day at Commerce Casino.
But the thing is, so many of these local casinos don't have slot machines.
Yeah, neither of those do.
Yeah, I think you have to go to the one, something.
Oh, on the way to Joshua Tree?
Morongo.
Did you stop there on the way back?
I did not. Don't you think it's strange? I did not stop. That a casino has a name that's literally Moron Go.
Yeah. I love that.
To this casino. It's like Moron Go Casino.
What about what is it? Agua Caliente?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In hot water.
It's good to land at Agua Caliente.
Where was that again?
In Agua Caliente.
Yeah.
It's like next to Morongo.
Like in Palm Springs area.
Yeah. So there's places we could go.
We'll do it. We're going to do it upright.
Actually, let me tell you, there's a deal at Morongo where you get a $20 credit.
Mm-hmm.
And if you sign up, I did this on tour, $20 credit, and then you get $10 off the buffet. But at lunchtime, the buffet is $10. So you get a free lunch.
That's a free buffet.
That's free buffet.
Yeah.
$20.
I want to say this to everybody with that. You get discounts on that thing. You tip off the original price. You don't tip off the discount. You don't tip off minus the coupon. Tip off the highest number on the thing. Don't be cheap.
Amen.
Amen.
Right? Nobody goes broke tipping.
The customer's always right, though.
Yeah. Nobody goes broke tipping. Don't forget that. Nobody ever went broke from tipping too much. That might not be true, but all right. Well, thank you all for coming in. Such a great set. And everybody in LA, go to Terragram tomorrow. Check the light show out. And get the album on Friday. Thank you so much. Wand.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's hear. And then I think we have to do what now with the... Let me check the phones. I think I have a... Did you get the pizza pies?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. We got pizza pies for everybody. Said best show's cheap. Go get 2 pizzas. I don't even blink. Let's go to the phones. Hello, Best Show.
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, who's this?
Me, Damian?
Oh, it's Damian. Oh, my God.
Am I Damian Abraham from Toronto?
It is.
Long time no speak.
Hold on. It's Damian from F'd Up. Oh, my God.
How's it going? I cannot believe I'm here. I can't believe I get to be with you again, Tom. It feels like forever.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Now, is Damian on video?
I am.
Ooh. There he is. Oh, there you are. Look at that face.
I'm back with a bong, as they say.
Back with a bong. I love it. Now, Damian, it's so nice to see you. I miss you so much.
I miss you too, man. It feels like last time I saw you was in Toronto, I think at a pretty low point for yourself. Mm-hmm. And then my mom passed away. And so that's been like, then the pandemic came. So it's been like 3 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. Well, I'm glad, what was that song? It's been a while. Who sang that?
Been a while. Yeah, that's a Can Rock classic. That's right up there with Daniel Romano and the Space Shits.
Who is that? Is that Disturbed?
No, isn't that Nickelback? Oh no, you're right. It's Disturbed. I apologize. I hear I'm taking credit for it.
It's been a while.
Your fault.
No, it's all you. It's like that. We can't pin that one on Canada.
No, we can take a blame for. We have to shoulder the blame for Jordan Peterson.
Yeah,
Gavin McGinnis.
Yeah, that's
but Disturbed is on you.
Disturbed is our problem.
Sorry to interrupt. I think it's Stained.
Stained.
Oh, it's Stained.
It's Stained. Who knows? And
one of them.
Stained are from international waters, so they're nobody's problem and everybody's problem.
Yeah, no one's claiming the Stained.
No. Now, Damian, big news today for the band F'd Up. Big news.
New LP.
A new It's been a while. Speaking of, it's been a while. It's been a while since there's been a new F'd Up album.
Yeah, like a new full length. It feels like we just keep putting out stuff, but I don't know. When you put out like a full length record, I think there's a little more gravitas to it. You know, certainly when you're in the band, you want to, nothing has meaning till you give it meaning, right? So you want to give it some meaning. So yeah, I don't know. This feels like, and we started before the pandemic, so it felt like it was never going to come out. So it's weirdly surreal this time.
And now the record is called what now?
One Day.
One Day. And it comes out in January.
I think the gimmick is we wrote it in one day. I think that's the gimmick.
That's not what you did. You didn't write the record.
Well, I'm writing lyrics. So I would say I spent 24 hours collectively writing the songs. And I'd say I spent 24 hours collectively singing the songs. But you've been up there yelling on stage with me, Tom. You know, you can't do 24 hours of that stuff.
I see the toll it takes on you.
It takes a toll. It takes a toll on the throat. Exactly. So I would say collectively over the course of many short recording sessions, I did 24 hours. Well, maybe not many, but 3. And it's like I'm really happy with the record. Like it feels like a strangely claustrophobic thing because it's all about being in Toronto and songs about just having to be back home for a while and not jet setting around anymore.
Yeah, because that's one of the things that F'd Up was known for the longest time was you guys played everywhere. You played across the whole world.
We got out there, like that's why when everything shut down during those dark days of the pandemic, I was kind of like, as much as it scared me and bummed me out, I was also like, well, I feel like on a selfish level, I did get to experience a lot of my travel. And I'm like, I'm completely content if I never get to play music again, never write a song again, never play a show again.
Yeah.
But then after year 1, it all came back.
Start bleeding in that second year. You're just
I want to do all this again, please.
You got the itch. Yeah. But it must have been nice to be with the family for that amount of time.
Yeah, it was. And I really feel like one of the drawbacks of being in a band is that you lose so much time with the people you love. And I do feel like I didn't know my kids in the same way I know them now. Like they're now, I feel way closer to them. And I think hopefully they feel way closer to me because like I was too busy playing punk rock star, that little punk rock star, not Turnstile level or anything.
You're a punk rock star. No, you're not a little punk rock star. You're a punk rock star. Or you're a star. You're just a star. I'll just round up star. Take the punk rock off of it.
Only because you made me, Tom. Well, Best Show was one of the first places that put F'd Up over or fucked up over. I can say now.
Yeah, you
without which felt like it was coming from like a real different place. It wasn't like just our friends and stuff, and it was very validating. Like it's still very validating for me.
No, it's always been a thrill to watch a band be as thrilling and ambitious as you all are, and you try things, and it seems like it's the point of the band is that the band is whatever it is right now is what it is.
Well, one thing I've been dying to talk to you about because I didn't get to ask you about this, and I kind of texted you about it, but we didn't get a chance to dive into it. What's your connection to one of the greatest bands ever from New Zealand, King Loser?
Oh, well, that's a great question, Damian. Thank you. Nobody ever asked me questions.
I got to know this one. Because this band is, I didn't really even know them. Jonah weirdly worked with the main guy in the band's brother,
Chris Hazelwood,
in England at an audio project that he did.
Yeah.
Jonah from Fucked Up. And I didn't know about him till we went to New Zealand, and kind of hearing them there, I was like, oh my God, this is up there with the Chills and the Clean and the Bats as one of the great bands from that.
Yeah.
country.
There was a band, King Loser, back in the early 90s. I was starting to put records out on my record label that I ran called 18 Wheeler, and I knew a lot of people from New Zealand, and I reached out to say, like, because there was the Flying Nun stuff, and then there was Expressway, which was a cassette label that was run by Bruce Russell from the Dead Sea, and they were kind of putting out the things that were a little more lo-fi, a little noisier, like the Dead Sea, one of the all-time great bands, like Alistair Galbraith records, Peter Jeffries records. They were really mining that stuff. And so there was there were different tiers of bands in New Zealand. I started poking around and was told, yeah, Chris Hazelwood has a new band called King Loser, and they might be looking to put some stuff out. And Chris Hazelwood is just a guitar monster. He's just a full-on top-notch guitar hero, and that record is great, and that band is great, and I feel like they should have been much, much more appreciated than they were. But it's a real the LP is amazing that they put out. Yeah, I love them. It was a pen pal phone call kind of thing. I never met them, but I love them.
I think sadly, actually, I think they both passed away now. I believe.
I am not sure about that.
There's a documentary about them on YouTube that is quite sad because, yeah, I guess that's the thing about New Zealand. Like it is punk, and some of these people were living very close to the edge.
Yes, there was a lot of. I don't know if I'm talking out of turn or not, but I think it was pretty public knowledge that there was a lot of substance issues with that version of the scene, which I believe was Christchurch, where they were a Christchurch band, I think.
I think we went, like, I don't know, maybe they were originally based from there, but when we actually played a venue, it was in Auckland, and right next door was the apartment they lived at, apparently.
Okay. All right. So it might have been Auckland then.
But they might have been Christchurch and just moved to Auckland, right? Because it's like
I'm not sure, because a lot of the bands were from Dunedin, and I think they might have been Christchurch.
Sorry, go on.
No.
No, I'm fascinated by that New Zealand stuff so much because it's just like you're saying, there's not just the Flying Nun stuff, there's all the Dead Sea stuff, and there's all there's also like this weird little hardcore scene there. Like I went there and I was just, I spent myself into, my wife Lauren asked what I want for Christmas that year, and I was just like forgiveness for all the purchasing sins I've committed in New Zealand.
For the things I bought. I kind of was my own Santa.
Yes,
this year.
Exactly.
Now, this record is the first one. It's called One Day.
Yes,
and it comes out on Merge in January. And this is the first one you've written lyrics for in a long, long time.
Yeah, like I wrote a song. After my mom passed away, I wrote a song that was on actually New Zealand, Australia only 7-inch that we did. But I kind of really did feel like I'd said all I wanted to say on Glass Boys. Like I was, and then Mike wrote the last record and brought it to me and was like, here, write lyrics to this. And I was doing that wrestling TV show when we hung out that time in New Jersey.
Yes, before you were about to fly to the Congo.
Yeah, that was the craziest experience of my life. I feel like the person you saw in the airport that day, Tom, and the person that came back from that trip to the Congo.
So I saw the last day of that person.
You saw the last day of that person. Like really a very different guy came back from that trip. But
you were going.
Yeah, I was very checked out by that point, and
you were covering wrestling all around the world. Yeah, for a part of a series for Vice.
Yeah, it was the dream. Like that was the dream gig. Like it was. Every day I woke up and was just like, oh my gosh, I just get to go and watch wrestling all day. I don't have to yell. I don't have to worry about how many tickets are sold. I don't have to deal with a band.
No, you got a pretty amazing journey there. You got to explore. So that person, for all intents and purposes, died that day. You went to bed. You died in that hotel bed in Newark, where we met that night, and then you got on a plane in Newark Airport and came back a new little baby.
Yeah, I died. I think I died in the moment in Kinshasa when I'm in this guy's mega church, and I'm told that I'm not allowed to leave unless I deliver a sermon by a very large man with a gun. I'm just like. Yeah, my innocence is gone. Like all my innocence from playing shows with the Gilman and acting hard and being crazy on stage. Someone with a gun telling you to do something, it really just flips the script on you.
Yeah, and I would imagine you did it.
Oh yeah, I did it. I got up there and it was like Jimmy Swaggart meets Ric Flair, but I like to say that I did keep it fairly agnostic in my delivery.
You were able to pull that off. I would have said whatever anybody wanted me to say. Be like, is that enough, sir? Do you want more? I can keep going. You tell me, sir, when you're happy, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Now, Dame,
I'm here, so I'm happy. That's all that matters now.
So is 2023 going to be a whole lot of hitting the road again? Because you did the David Comes to Life tours, doing for the anniversary of that record. You got a new one coming out. You'll be back at it.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been privy to this, Tom. I'm sure you have because you've got a lot of friends that are in touring bands, but touring's harder now than it was before. So I think we are, but I think Fucked Up was built for these times because we've always kept it pretty lean as a band. So yeah, it's just going to be the five of us out in that little van doing it.
Amazing.
and just jamming the life of Kano, as Mike Watt says.
Yeah, I love it. I'm excited for this. The song I heard, I guess it's the title track I heard that dropped today. Amazing. What an amazing song.
Thank you.
And what a like a shot across the bow for what this record's going to be.
Well, it is I don't know. I'm very excited for this record. It's very different and I feel that because I'm doing different stuff with my voice.
Okay.
And
I always predicted it. It was going to be your Nashville skyline. I was waiting for you to find that new voice to be like, because one day Dylan started going, lay across my big brass.
Oh no, don't worry. It's
like,
I still keep, I'm not up there. I'm not doing a Cal from Discharge.
Okay. All right. People know it's different. People will know it's you, but you're trying new things.
Yeah, trying new things and just, you got to keep it fresh after all these years, right? We got to keep it fresh.
Yeah, we got to keep it fresh. I'm trying here. We got video. Got bands playing here.
Danny Romano, like the homie, like from Toronto. Like I really feel like this is watching you first hearing about him on the show, and then discovering his music and sort of the genius of the Romano world. It's been awesome to kind of see happen.
Oh, it's been so much fun and so exciting. And look, maybe 2023 Get F'd Up comes through, does a little show set here.
I would love to be back in LA. I could do live in studio dabs, Tom.
Yeah. Oh, please. There he goes with his flamethrower. What is that? A little torch?
It's a torch. It's great to have though, because during the pandemic with the kids, we would have to find fun activities, and making s'mores is a great activity.
Sure.
And this is a marshmallow toaster.
That's all that is. It's just a marshmallow toaster.
It's a marshmallow toaster.
Nothing more than that. Damian, I still got some business to do here with some of these other callers. I wanted to get John to talk about the new record. Can't wait. F'd Up coming back 2023. Look out, everybody. It's a thrill to talk to you again, and I miss you, and I want to see you real soon.
I miss you too, Tom. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here, and I love the new and improved Best Show.
Oh, you're sweet, and I will see you soon. All right, thanks, buddy.
Bye, buddy.
That's awesome. Damian checking in. Now I got to take this call from this fella here. Hello, Best Show.
Hello.
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 Hi, to whom am I speaking? And Dudio, can you come in? To whom am I speaking?
This is Old Butterscotch.
Old Butterscotch, what's up?
Hey, Tom. It said open phone, so I thought I would call it and just let you know that I totally got in an argument with my boss today and walked out on my job.
Really? What'd you argue about with your boss?
Oh, about how she's, bullies people and is not a nice person and that kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm. And then that was enough. Did you get are you not work there anymore?
Oh, I think it's gonna be fine. She's kind of on her way out, and there's been a lot of complaints about her. And anyway, I wrote her. I left rather than getting a big. I was de-escalating by getting out of the situation, but things have been coming to a head. I sent an 1,100 word essay to HR to tell them my side of the story. So we'll see what happens, but I think I'm going to be okay.
Okay. Well, look, I'm sorry you had a big kerfuffle.
What can you do?
What can you do? What can you do? I picture you. If you get in an argument with your boss, just remember one thing. Ask yourself, how bad do I need this job, really? Just say to yourself, before you start tussling, just say to yourself, how bad do I need this job? And then you walk it right to the bleeping line of where you can. You don't need that job that much? Well, it's party time. Time to mess with this. Time to mess with this douche.
Yeah, that's it. It was
right.
It was kind of party time tonight, Tom.
It was party time for you. Okay.
The moment the party had gotten started, they were inflating the balloons, turning on the lights, and it was time.
Well, I says this to you, old butterscotch. I'm proud of you. You stood up to a bully today. I hope we can sort it out with HR. I hope you and HR can sort it out. And if you don't, then you go get that newspaper, start circling ads, want ads. Then maybe you find a nice luncheonette that has a sign in the window. You take it out of the window and bring it to the counter. Like they do in the old movies. Say, cook wanted. And you go and you take the sign out of the window and bring it up as if, why are they bringing it? As if like, I want this job. You bring the sign to the person. I want this job. You mean the sign in my window? You get to take that. Don't touch my sign.
You won't be needing this sign anymore. The perfect candidate has just.
That's exactly it. You won't be needing this sign anymore. What if you took the sign out of the window, just ripped it in half? And then said, yeah, you don't need this sign no more.
Confidence.
That's confidence.
Isn't that the kind of confidence that they're looking for in a candidate, that kind of can-do attitude?
Yeah. And then you say to them, for like if it's cook wanted, they go, okay, you got the job. Then you just, first thing I would say in that thing, I would say, now which one's a hamburger again? Is it the one shaped like a tube or the one shaped like a circle? Which one's a hamburger? And they're like, oh no. We just gave this job to an idiot. He's not sure which one's a hamburger and which one's a hot dog.
What if you get the cook job and your boss ends up being Bud Cort in Heat?
I gotta say this. You're never gonna believe this. I've never seen Heat.
Wow.
Yeah. Wait, what?
You heard me. Don't act like it's that shocking. Okay, it's a big time movie I never saw before. But wait, what?
All right.
Did you read Heat 2?
I read Heat 2.
You read Heat 2. Good. Good.
I read Heat 2 and enjoyed that very much. I was a little confused in spots because I didn't know who anyone was.
Right.
I kept going, ooh, I think this is Robert De Niro. Ooh, I think this one is him.
Which one of these guys is Heat?
Yeah. When's Heat show up? And I brought it back as Heat. There's nobody named Heat. I brought it back to the Barnes and Nobles. There's nobody named Heat in this thing. There's supposed to be two people named Heat, and there's not even one. Heat 2.
What if you thought it was? What if you thought it was a sequel to The Heat with Sandra Bullock and what's her name?
Well, I'm not that stupid. Oh, Butterscotch, God bless you, but that insulted me. Get off my phone. All right. No, Jason Dudio Gore.
Yeah.
You have something on deck.
I do.
For the show.
I do.
I don't want to burn it, though.
You don't want to burn it?
I don't want to. I want to savor it and celebrate it.
You don't think we could savor it and celebrate it?
Do you think we could with 3 minutes to go?
Yeah, I think we can get there.
Seriously?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do you want it to be the final thing in the show tonight?
Or do we do it next week? Because next week's a huge show. Do we just do that?
Do we have the logo for what's coming up next week on the show?
Look at all this fuzz from my dog's blanket. Look at that. Looks great on camera.
I think that shirt is a dog's blanket.
It was. Yeah.
I think
I was like,
was
where's
not-
that?
Yeah. Do we have a thing to
I've
put
got
up?
it. You want me to put it up?
Let's put it up and let everybody's heads explode when they see what next week's best show is.
Ooh.
Look at that.
Boom.
Look at that. Right?
That looks great.
What do you think about that? Rob Halford.
Rob Halford.
Rob bleeping Halford. And Black Lips in studio. Black Lips in studio. You tell me we're not. You think we're messing around here? You hear these other podcasts? They all do. That's all they do.
That's all they do. They just make that sound. That's their promo.
You hear these other podcasts and they'll just be like, "Oh, what'd you do today, man? Oh, I went. I got a sandwich." Oh, whoa, that's effed up, man. Yeah,
that's it. They don't have Rob Halford.
They don't have Rob Halford.
Metal legend.
Metal legend, Rob Halford.
Yeah. So we'll save it for next week then. It's a big show.
I want your thing. Rip those cards up and put a third card up that says Dudio's thing.
Well, Pat made those cards, so.
No, rip them up.
No, rip them up. Rip them up.
Rip them up and write Dudio's thing also.
Yeah. No, it'll be next week. We'll do it next week.
I want a little Post-it at a 45-degree angle that says, and
Dudio's thing.
No, I don't want to disgrace.
No, we'll do it. It'll be fun.
Cramming something in the last minute.
Yeah,
and everybody feels
no.
rushed. And
I get it. And then
enjoy it.
Yeah. No, we'll do it. We'll do it next week.
Yeah.
Do you know what comes out before we'll do it next week, though?
What?
The Four Horsemen.
Oh! That's right. What is the Four Horsemen? But what is the best show? Four Horsemen edition, you say? Well, it's a version of the show from when we were in pandemic, and we were. It came out of doing what we had to do to just keep the show going. Everybody was in a different place, and we all zoomed in. Me, Jason, Mike, Pat, the Four Horsemen. And we would talk, we'd take calls, but it was much more conversational than the usual best show. And we're doing those now. We recorded one yesterday that will go up sometime late this week. A best show, Four Horsemen, goes up 2 hours. Great topic. What's the first R-rated movie you saw? And the only place you get that, my friends, patreon.com/thebestshow. That's Patreon bonus content. You're not going to get it anywhere else. Patreon.com/thebestshow. That's where you get it.
And guys, we have, I know we got to end the show, but just wanted to tip you off here. We got 8 states total that are left.
Left over. Okay.
All right. This is what I'm going to say. Next week. This is the order of the best show. You ready? Start off with, I say a few opening comments and a few funny quips and asides. Is AP Mike here? Mike?
I'm here, Tom.
Oh, there he is. And this is the thing I want to tell y'all. If you ever hear somebody, this is like bleeping Tom Brady, this guy, AP Mike. He's the Tom Brady of the best show. Everybody says, Mike, he lost this step. I say, no. He's reinventing himself. This guy's at the highest level.
Okay.
This guy's at the highest level.
All right.
No, take it, Mike. Take it, Mike.
He's got Egg Foo What, which is his hit. And it's a hit. It's a hit, this podcast. He has a show where him and his friend Doug Daniels review.
Doug's the best.
What's his name?
Greg Wilson.
Greg Wilson, not Doug Daniels. Mike and Greg Wilson review different items on Chinese food menus. They've had guests. They've had Brett Davis has been on. Who else, Mike?
We had a competitive eater, Jeff Esper.
The competitive eater.
The guy I know from Bayonne, Jim Murphy.
Jim Murphy, the photographer, Jim Murphy.
Yeah.
Wow, you're booking left and right there, man.
And I want to say this. Notice my my invite must have gotten lost in the mail.
Yeah, I've never been asked either.
Well, he doesn't.
Do you have a particular dish you'd like to be slotted for, Tom?
Mike, you tell me. You're the host. You're
What is your favorite go-to
for Chinese food?
Yeah.
Something spicy shrimp.
Spicy shrimp.
Like a spicy type shrimp dish, whether it would be like a shrimp with chili.
Mm-hmm.
I always enjoyed that.
Okay.
Salt
I think that
salt and pepper shrimp. I like that.
Can be worked
That's
out.
a good one.
Well, Mike, I didn't think I'd have to come to this.
Yeah.
But desperate times call for desperate measures.
Mm-hmm.
Mike.
Yeah.
Can I please be on Egg Foo What?
You most certainly can, Tom. I will say this. Your review, my analytics team came to me after your fabulous review on the best show.
Yeah.
I mean, you doubled the numbers. So
God
it's
bless
the least I can do.
Okay.
To have you on the show.
Somebody just said in the chat, it's the Egg Foo bump. So
we did just do our longest show. You predicted an hour and 45-minute show.
There you go.
This is the funniest thing.
It all starts from there.
It started. Mike starts a show, and I hear at the beginning, he's like, "We're going to do short shows. It's going to be snappy." And I said, "This one ain't going to be this.
No,
this one's going to grow and grow." I could hear it. I could hear that there was more to say in each episode. That when you started to explore a full subject and go down the side roads you want to go down and all that stuff, this show ain't going to be short.
We tried.
You have to pony up more money for the longer Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
So that's what it was. I was still doing it for free in those early ones.
So you're getting bounced after an hour.
Well, I think it's
40
less than that.
minutes.
It's like 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
Yeah.
But you can just go right back on and then just edit them together.
See, I wasn't even that savvy.
You think this guy's got time for that?
80 minutes.
This guy's got places to be. He's
Do
got
it again. You
people
get
to see.
120 minutes.
Yeah. But then, I felt like, okay, yeah, this is going all right. I'll pony up. I mean, it's not expensive. It's like $80 for the year or something.
Yeah. Mike.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you $80. I'm going to be the first sponsor of Egg Foo What. So I'll be like the Helena Rubinstein at the end of those PBS things. I want to think. Egg Foo What is Egg Foo What is made possible by a generous donation from the Tom Scharpling Foundation and people like you and viewers like you. That's all I ask. One. I only want it once.
I can do that.
$80. Keep your eyes peeled for that. 80 smackers. 81. I'm even going to go 81.
Wow. You made a profit.
Go get yourself a pack of juicy fruit.
How about curry shrimp with onion? Have you ever tried that?
I'm not big on curry stuff.
Okay. Spicy shrimp with peanuts?
I would do that. I would do spicy shrimp with peanuts.
Are you looking at the menu right now?
Of course I am.
Okay.
I don't have it memorized.
I thought
shrimp
maybe you
with
would.
garlic sauce. We sort of did. No, we did broccoli with garlic sauce. But
Mike, you know my parameters.
Spicy shrimp sounds like that's the
spicy
one.
shrimp sounds like a way to go. We'll figure it out.
Of course, Greg won't eat it because he claims he's allergic to it, but he's not really allergic to it. He just tells people that so they don't.
He just doesn't like it. He just doesn't like it. I worked with a guy who would always tell people we'd be at lunch. There's a writer. I'm not going to name their name, but they would be like, "I'm allergic to butter." Like, first of all, you're allergic to butter. He's like, I say that because I don't want butter on my stuff. So I tell him I'm allergic to butter.
Yeah. That's Craig's move.
It's like, well, they should take you to a lab like ET then, because this sounds like something that needs to be analyzed.
Yeah.
You should make him eat a shrimp in front of you, like on camera, and just have like a shrimp in one hand and an EpiPen in the other hand.
I mean, I ate peanut butter on Doritos. That's the least you could do.
I don't like that at all.
Duty doesn't like that, and he does these snack reviews.
I eat the worst stuff and
worst garbage that these companies have come up with. He eats.
I'll put it all in my mouth, but I'm not doing that.
I think Dudio's episode's materializing right now. I'll put him up against Craig.
Oh, God.
This is what I'll say about what you just said, Dudio.
Snack off.
Dudio will eat anything for the show, but he won't eat that. Peanut butter on a Dorito.
I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to put it in the video.
Well, I'm going to sue you.
Well, I know. I'll call
I'll
my lawyer right after I do it.
You're going to slap me with some fair use thing.
Yeah, it's total fair use.
Well, we'll let the Supreme Court decide. Yeah. I'm friends with Ginny Thomas. There you go. Look at that.
Oh,
now
wonderful.
Studio's thing. Everybody, we got to wrap it up. Fun show tonight. Wand playing a killer live set. Loved it so much. KID Congo Powers talking all about his new book. Amazing book. Some new kind of kick. Damian from F'd Up checking in. New album comes out in January. One day. There's a song. They released a song from it today. Check it out. But next week, Black Lips, Rob Halford, Dudio's thing, and more. Thanks for listening. I will say goodnight, and we'll be back next week. Bye-bye. The Best Show is produced in partnership with the Forever Dog Podcast Network. The show is hosted by Tom Scharpling and features John Worster, Jason Gore, Pat Byrne, and Michael Lisk. The show is produced and written by Jason Gore, Pat Byrne, Michael Lisk, John Worster, and Tom Scharpling. The Best Show is executive produced by Tom Scharpling, Brett Boehm, Joe Cilio, and Alex Ramsey. The show is engineered and mastered by Andrew Gleason, website and technical support provided by Martine Sellis, and the show is recorded at Forever Dog Studios in Los Angeles. Support The Best Show on Patreon over at patreon.com/thebestshow and follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram over at Best Show 4 Life. That's Best Show number 4 Life. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.